Vanakkam, Kia ora. And actually got a new greeting from someone in Finland, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. Instead, I'm gonna say Miten mene, which means what's up. And if I were a photographer from Canada, I would say, what's up? Actually, that wasn't a very good Peter McKinnon impression. I can't do it like he can.
What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here.
Hi, it's Tom from GreenShortz, and today's project is going to be making a surround and a door for this pizza oven. Instead of doing it in tile, like I was planning to do, I'm actually gonna do it in steel. So a steel surround and then a steel door as well. And that door is gonna be 2-panel, one inside with an air gap, and then a second one. And I'm gonna have a little window so that I can see through into the fire. So to make this metal door, I'm going to head over to the Man Crafting shop. Chad is a friend here locally, and he's got a plasma cutter, and we're going to use that to cut the metal door. So the first thing I need to do here is get some measurements. I'll gather up my metal, and then I'll head over to Chad's. This pizza oven has gone through several iterations, mainly with the rocket stove that powers it. So in the most recent video in this series, I updated this rocket stove to be a fire brick firebox, and this is a lava rock and stove mortar riser, which didn't turn out quite like I wanted, but it's doing just fine. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. I transferred all my measurements to some paper and then set up some files in Illustrator to send to Chad. We're using some 1/4-inch plate for the arch. It's probably thicker than it needs to be, but it will fill in the relief on the front of the oven nicely. For the doors, we're gonna go with 11 gauge. So Chad is taking my drawings and he's putting them into the Sheet Cam, right? That's the program, it's called Sheet Cam. And that is going to be what drives the Langmuir plasma cutter CNC. The plasma is not the same as a welding arc, but it is something we need to protect our eyes from with sunglasses.
Come here.
We're going to switch our metal to the 1/4-inch. Cut is just so clean.
Even this piece is like heavy.
Wow.
It came out good, man.
Some bar with a block of wood on it, just so it insulates. Keep it nice and minimal.
Sweet.
Thanks for your help.
My pleasure.
It's always good to have a man crafter in the family.
Yeah.
So I'm back at the pizza oven to do a test fit on the parts and see how I need to taper them down, shorten them a little bit. I also might do some adjustments to the concrete itself. Although the less I have to adjust, the better. So thankfully I did my measurements well. And I've just got a little bit of shortening to do on each end of these legs to get this arch underneath that. It's gonna fit right inside that inset. Happy with that. So I'm gonna go to the grinder, take a little bit off each leg, and then come back and check it again. I was just thinking that I probably bought this workmate back in 1994. I mean, I've had it for over 25 years. It's pretty impressive. Still works great. From this side, this cut is so smooth. There's a little bit of slag on the back, so I'm gonna start with a quick cleanup on these edges. Train's here. Now I'm just going to take a 1/16 off of this edge here and then taper the back to allow it to sit over the weld that's on that bracket. Before I take off any more metal, I'm going to go test fit this again. Just a little more. So I'm just hitting a little bit right here, and it's not much, but I like how tight it is here. So I think I'm going to switch to my ceramic grinding wheel. Just take a little bit off that concrete. So the inner door is actually bumping up against the angle iron that forms the top of the sides here. So I need to notch out that a little bit. The outer door is going to, of course, sit flush, overlapping the arch. If you're curious why I've got a Z here, Z for pizza, and the opening here is wider than the Z, so I can see all the way through as if that inner door is not there. All right, I'm gonna prep this, test fit, and then we'll weld it up. So I got my sides notched. Let's see how it fits. Got good clearance on this side, but not on this side. So let me just deepen that. All right, good to go. Let's go weld it up. My welding table is actually my workmate with an old table saw top on it. It's something I picked up at a recycling event. This 1-inch bar stock is going to be my spacer between the two doors. Last thing I'm going to weld is a pin to the front of this to hold the handle. Okay, that's a little more beefy than it needs to be, but hey, that's what makes welding fun. While I'm at it, I'm going to weld 2 pins to the back of the arch. I don't claim to be a welder, I just own one. But I think these pins will hold. I will need to grind them down a little bit so they can actually fit flush to the front of the oven. This 12 gauge is probably overkill for the pizza peel, but it's what I got. I can use the same bar to weld on my handle bracket. I'm going to clean up these welds. I'm actually going to shape up the pizza peel a little bit before I clean up the welds. Of course, I'm using my twisted Sharpie from Greg's Garage. I'll put a link in the description for that. I have a couple of small oak branches that I cut a little while ago. Actually hadn't really planned on doing anything with these, but I think they're newly cut enough that it should be fine. So handle for the door, and then handle for the pizza peel. I'll bring 3 just in case. I'm gonna start by drilling a hole in each of them. Then I'm going to use my drill as a lathe. We'll see how that goes. I've flush cut both of the ends. So I chucked up some threaded rod in the drill here. It's the same size as the pin that I have on the door of the oven. So I'm going to use this to thread into here, see how this works. Now I'm not going to fully turn this down, I'm just going to clean it up with this sanding block here. I'll leave the bark on till it falls off. Slower RPM seems to work the best. That was an experiment. but I am loving this. Simple. I will put probably some linseed oil on this or teak oil later. I don't have time. A pizza baking video coming up here in an hour or so with my neighbors who are the pizza bakers. So we'll leave it rustic for now. I love this. For my pizza peel handle, I just sliced this open on the table saw. I'm just gonna use some 2-part epoxy to hold it in place, and I'll actually shim it up as well. I'm gonna use these flat washers as shim just to tighten this up. Alright, I'm gonna let this dry. The floor of the oven is slightly higher than the hearth. I just need to shim that up and this won't lean forward. Door's wide enough to stand up on its own, which is what I wanted. The handle isn't too heavy that it tips it over. Alright, so I'm going to secure the pins back here with some stove mortar, and then I'm going to get this thing fired up because I got a pizza coming. Fireplace mortar, rated for 2,000 degrees. I don't think we gotta worry about that. Alright, I've got the hearth shimmed. Let's see how the door fits. I couldn't be happier. Love it. Let's make some pizza. Let's get a temperature reading. Another nice thing about the Z, other than how cool it looks, is that I can shoot the temperature laser right through it. 545, 600 degrees. We're getting there. The pizza has arrived.
Here it is, all the ingredients.
Oh, look at
yummy.
that. So you probably recognize Clayton if you watched the bread baking video. He helped me make some bread since I'm a maker, not a baker.
Maker, not a baker.
You probably recognize Gary from over the fence.
Hi-ho, neighbor.
Did you smell pizza?
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't yet.
Well, we may not have enough for you this go round, but maybe next time.
I'll try to contain my grief.
Stick around.
I made some rosemary black pepper pizza dough and just spaghetti sauce and mozzarella cheese and some pepperoni. So we're going simple because some kids might eat. So just deli pepperoni.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good, I think.
All right, so Clayton's gonna make the pizza here, but if you wanna see the making of the pizza, you're gonna click over to his channel at the end of this video. So he's gonna do all the prep, and then we're gonna throw it in the oven here in this video, so you'll get to see the final product. But if you'd like to see the making of this pizza and other cooking videos over at their channel, Dash of Delish, you can check that out, and I'll link that in the description below. All right, make some pizza.
All right, let's do it. One of the most important things is you want to put some, this is cornmeal.
While Clayton's making the pizza, I'm gonna keep this fire hot.
You want to get some flour.
I am getting hungry. I'm really hungry right now. All right, the pizza's going in the oven. How long do we figure this is gonna cook?
Oh, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. 500 degrees, it'll be quick. It'll be way better than little pizza.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that crust.
Looking good.
Smokeless fire. It's because we're burning up all that fuel. Smoke is just unburnt fuel. Beauty of the rocket stove.
Look at that.
Wow.
That looks pretty.
Cut that thing up.
That is like all that oven being amazing. Seriously.
Right, I guess we gotta let it cool down a little bit before we eat
Maybe
it.
for a minute. Let it cool a minute and then we'll take a taste.
The char's really nice on the crust.
Yeah, and like the cheese is browning up beautifully. And
You got enough for another one too, don't you?
yep.
He's a pizza guy. He's gonna have.
Pizza guy.
Yeah, that's right. Hey. So we're gonna eat this one first before we make the second pizza.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give you
We're
one.
gonna get the first piece here?
We can taste together. All right.
Hmm.
Mmm.
Wow.
That works. Gotta say.
I'm not gonna complain.
Nope.
I think you can leave it in a little longer.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more crunch on the bottom.
Yeah. Definitely. I can taste some of the black pepper in the crust.
Yeah. I'm
Though
getting that too.
I can't taste the rosemary, but the black pepper kind of comes through. It's kind of yummy. Yum.
Wow.
Yum.
If you're not a pizza maker, you can find one.
And if you don't have the pizza oven, you can grill your pizza, and it gives it that nice char too.
So if there are other things you would like to see Clayton cooking in my oven here, let me know in the comments below.
And we're gonna go extra most bestest.
Oh yeah. A quick thanks to my patrons for helping make these videos possible. If you'd like to join me on Patreon for a Discord channel and extra content, you can look in the description below. And make sure you go check out Dash of Delish for the skills that went into making this pizza, which I do not have yet, but I hope to learn. So I made the oven, of course, and this has been a work in progress. There's probably about 5 videos in the making of this oven, the retrofit on the rocket stove, and then finally here the door, which I'm really excited about. It finishes off the front of the oven really nicely and holds the heat in while we're making pizza. As always, my mission here at Green Shorts is to help you see green so you can be green, and save a little green by doing it yourself. Thanks so much for watching. Keep all the great comments and suggestions coming, and we'll see you in the next video, most likely next Saturday. All right, I'm taking this whole pizza.
Howdy-ho, neighbor.
Hey, Gary.
So what's the verdict?
Oh, it was delicious. Amazing.
Oh, the thrill of victory.
You want a slice?
I'm trying to quit.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Next time.